I am Madeleine from Sheen Slings, and this is the DracoMom Preschool carrier. As you would expect for a preschool carrier, it is massive. But what I like about it is fully adjustable. So it adjusts in width through Velcros on the bottom, like this. So let me put that on the smallest. And through height via a ladder lock here. So let me get this down to the smallest too. Oh, I went a lot more than this one. There we go, down to the smallest. And now you can see if I hold this carrier up, we are quite a bit smaller. So we have gone down to more like a larger baby size carrier. And then, so when I say larger baby size carrier, generally I think this is about the size and height you'd expect for like about an 18-month-old. So I think babies would generally, young toddlers will generally fit this from about 18 months to 2 years, would start to fit in this, and then you can grow it with them and it will last. I've tried this with a small 5-year-old who it fitted absolutely beautifully, and my own daughter, who is a very large 5-year-old, who's about the size of a 6 or 7-year-old, an average 6 or 7-year-old, and it still fitted her. I would say the width came to like about mid-thigh, which I'm happy with. The height came to basically the top of her shoulders, so it still fitted her. So this will go from about 18 months, 2 years, all the way through to 5, 6, maybe even 7, depending on how big or small your child is. So this is a great option if you have grown out or you're starting to grow out of your standard or baby size carrier and you are looking for something that will last as long as you could need it to last. Because it's got that adjustability, you won't need to buy anything else, it will grow with your child. What else did you know about it? Well, another thing I really like is the panel is quite soft. It's made of basically 2 layers of cotton drill and this fab print. When this arrived for me to test, my husband was like, oh, it's got a periodic table on it. I'm like, yeah. He's like, can I wear it? I'm like, she's too big to carry. You know, we don't carry her anymore. He's like, I know, but it's got a periodic table on it. You know, so the important things. The other thing I really like about this is it's got mesh. So we can zip down the center part of the panel and we've got this really, look, you can see how see-through, this really lovely open mesh. Open mesh, but not so big that you can get anything stuck in here or rip holes or anything. Nice, durable, and super, super soft. Sometimes mesh can be scratchy. This is really soft mesh, just as soft as the cotton around it. So really great for summer, because you can vent and help your toddler lose some heat. But then if it's a cooler day, you can zip this back up. So a lot of carriers you have to choose, mesh or cotton. I love the fact that this gives you that all seasons options. And when this is rolled, this is down, we can roll it up and there are some elastics at the bottom to secure it. So I absolutely love that. Which makes this panel really, really comfortable for toddlers of all ages, because you can really get a good fit all year round, really, and as they grow. So for the parent, let's have a look at this waistband. This waistband is really very, very, very wide. If I pop it on me, you can get a feeling. So it's wider than most waistbands. It does feel really nice and stable, particularly because if you're carrying a preschooler, toddler, you are going to need some, that is quite heavy. And if you can get this waistband so it really fits nicely on you, it's going to be really comfortable. It's interesting, I can actually get this to fit much nicer than the baby size one, which is actually even wider. This one fits really, really nicely. I can get it nice and secure. Like any carrier, really, whether you're going to find it comfortable or not is whether it fits you, and that's going to be a bit like jeans. So I wholly recommend trying them on before you invest. You can see it's nice and wide, it's sort of like a really nice snug hug. Then if I had my toddler with me and she wasn't at my schooler, my 5-year-old with me and she wasn't at school, I would pop her in and I would put her on my back. So let's look at the shoulder straps. The shoulder straps adjust in 3 places. So we have perfect fit adjusters, which I love because that is the key to getting like a nice high and tight back carry, particularly if you are petite. So you can adjust those up, and that helps get that back carrier snugger at the top. Then we have this one. I was wrong. It doesn't adjust in 3 places, it adjusts in 2 places. So we have the perfect fit adjuster, and then we have this, which when you're on the back means you can just pull forwards to tighten, and then we can do up behind you this bra strap. I actually can't do it up behind me, so if I was wearing on the front, I would put it over my head with the baby. I'd have the baby in, put it over my head, and then tighten these up by pulling forwards. Or on the back, I would of course load my baby and then do it up at the end. What do I want to say about the shoulder straps? Well, again, these are reasonably padded, kind of same as the waistband, reasonably padded but still quite soft and can adjust to fit your body. They're reasonably wide but not overly wide. If you have very narrow shoulders, they might be a little bit too wide for you. I have quite averagey shoulders, so they're fitting quite nicely on them. They don't offer the option to crisscross. It only does a rucksack shape on the front, but actually, as most people by the time they're carrying a preschooler are going to be carrying on the back, that's how most people would have it anyway. The one thing I would say is I do find this padding really quite long. So even with the perfect adjuster adjusted to the tightest setting, when I was wearing this on the back with my daughter, and I will put photos in my written review, which will be on my website, I was finding this was coming right the way under my arm, and that was giving quite a lot of bulk under my arm and rubbing, and I wasn't finding that overly comfortable. So I do think these are very long. However, that's going to really depend on your body. If you have a broader back than me, then you're probably going to find this really comfortable because you're going to have more padding. If, however, you are more petite than me, so even with my large 5.5-year-old, I only had like this much left to tighten, and I am a UK size 12. If you are more petite, so you're more like a UK 8, a UK 6, you may not get this tight enough, and therefore you will just find this carrier really heavy because baby will be coming away from you. If you your toddler will be coming away from you if you can't get it tight enough. So I do think because of the length of the straps, this is probably a carrier that's going to fit broader, taller, more plus size people better than people who are more narrow framed. That are more narrow framed. What else do I need to tell you about this? Well, I'm also going to draw your attention to the hood. We've got a lovely hood. It is removable, so if you don't want it, you can take it off. We can roll it up and tidy it up in these elastics, or we can pop it onto here to cover baby's head as covers your child's head as a sunshade, or to help them sleep, or to support their head if they've gone backwards. People often ask me, how do you get the hood up if they've gone backwards? And they're on your back. That is a really good question, and it isn't very easy to do yourself. My personal solution is I find an old lady and I ask them to do it, because I have never met an old lady who isn't really happy to help and have an opportunity to coo over your sleeping child. But yes, I don't know how to do it myself, so if you do know that, do tell me. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions about this carrier, you want to know more about how it compares to other other preschool carriers, please do drop me questions in the box below, and check out my written review for pictures so you can see it actually with a child. Bye bye.